What's happening, everyone? Welcome to the show. Are you broke? How broke are you? Are you broke? Some people are broke. It happens from time to time. I guess there's a difference. It kind of reminds me of the wealth mindset series I did with Jake and Maxim. What did we do? 5 or 6 of those. I'm not sure if we talked about poor versus broke before either, but that's an interesting conversation. And all the different content. There was actually really good streams. Kind of missed those streams. Maybe we'll do some more one day. But yeah, I was thinking earlier today. I was like, I posted the video, posted a video on Twitter as a clip from the Permabull stream I did yesterday with Kinetics and GIF. And during that, it was a really cool moment where GIF was talking about how people had reached out to him, and they, the dump that happened when it went from like 18 cents or something like that, around 3,000 pulse, back down to, was it 4 or 5 cents? I think at the lowest. That was he said he got a lot of thank yous from people making life-changing wealth and stuff like that. And it kind of went, again, when I'm streaming, sometimes I'm like plugged in, sometimes I'm just sort of like managing things, and sometimes afterwards take time to digest and things like that. And I thought that was really cool and interesting, and it really spoke to why a lot of people are here, I believe at least, is to have those types of moments, both the builders getting such thanks and praise and being able to see they made a difference in people's lives, and also the people here who just want to buy good products. They just want to have a fair shot at making that kind of wealth. So I was thinking about that today, and I was just thinking with their ecosystem, and I posted a clip, and then I thought, the clip was people are making a lot of money on PulseChain. And when I posted, I was thinking, this is the right context. I want to attract people to watch this video. I want them to see, there are projects on PulseChain where people are making a lot of money, and we got plenty of success stories. Maxim, for example, talked about it. Was it Gunther a long time ago? There's various people that have talked about becoming rich through Hex, becoming millionaires, multimillionaires, even. Some of them are still around, some of them aren't. But I always think that right now it's an interesting time to think about people making a lot of money on PulseChain, because when I say that, context is important. Like when I say that in the context of, whatever project it is where they made a lot of money, whether it's GIF or anything else, GIF or, what other, gosh, I stem on these words sometimes. What other project, every other project that went up a lot, that people got in early and made money on stuff, no matter what it is, it's different than holding the core coins for the last year or so. If you're holding through the SAC right now, the coins are below SAC price. And when PulseChain launched, of course, everyone who's been around for a while knows they went up, and they went down, and they went down more, and they went up again, and they went down again. So I think one of the comments I made today too was about, I really hope that the holders, we aren't going into this, I hope in the end, the holder, I know a lot of traders can be rewarded. And again, if you're a trader, again, nothing against you. I hope you make all the money and all the gains be with you and all this stuff too. But I really always like the idea of, with Hex, right? You stake it, you don't have to trade. You hope it becomes more valuable over time, get paid inflation, all that stuff. And you can literally find a good product and not have to, be glued to the screen and not have to put in a lot of work other than, maybe you want to promote your bags. Maybe you just want to make decisions that'll delay gratification longer to, in hopes of getting more teeth. All the technical stuff aside, just the ability to not have to, I don't want to say make it easy on yourself, but just make your investments, and then take the rest of your time and spend it on, doing valuable things. I think that was one of the key selling points of Hex, for example. So this idea that only the traders have made money on PulseChain the last year or so, or you have to be lucky, or everyone else is just broke, or PulseChain's not the only place where the prices went down, and it's certainly one of the few places that hasn't had nearly as many rug pulls and scams and stuff. There's been some here and there, but I think that largely a lot of the projects that get created in the community, a lot of them are with good intentions, whether they turn out to be like that or not. And there's a lot of projects that have really good tech and just don't have really good price performance. And there's platforms that don't have tokens at all, or you don't need to have the token to use them, but they're very valuable. And there's some products that have both tech and price performance and stuff like that. So that all led me today to think, within context about people making a lot of money on PulseChain. At face value, you hear that if you've been around PulseChain for a while. If you're not new, if you are new, welcome. Hopefully you don't have to ride out the down as much as the bottoms and stuff as much as we have so far. That could mean, at face value, that may mean, oh, well, what are you talking about? The prices went down. Where's the 10,000x? Where's the 10x? Where's the 5x? Where's the price go up? What do we sacrifice for? All these questions and stuff. When there have been opportunities in the last year or so, and whether it's fair or not, whether the narrative of getting in SAC was going to just make everyone rich, and immediately, at least, or very soon afterwards, how long is long enough to wait? I know there's all these questions, there's all these feelings back and forth, there's all these people believe in one thing or another, and all this stuff too. But I think there have been plenty of money-making opportunities on PulseChain, a lot of which I think just, I dare say we've talked about them so many different times on the show, in different series and with different people and otherwise. Them being, the yield farming aspect, and staking, and the cheap T shares, and LP, and getting in early and good projects, and just stuff like that. And I've tried to promote the ones that I really like and I think are good, and even the ones I don't even have bags of, if I think they're really good tech and I think they're going to help PulseChain and Hex and the blue chips and stuff. I definitely will give them more time than projects that I don't. But I just don't pay attention to a lot of products in general, because I do want to focus my energy on helping and promoting the blue chips and RHI deals and stuff like that. So that got me thinking of, talk about this stream and talk about just, are you crypto broke? Are you broke in general? Are you crypto broke? And the people in crypto who may not be in PulseChain yet, I really hope that we're able to get people who are looking for true DeFi, or looking for mad gains, or looking for a community that they get rewarded for putting in hard work and stuff. I hope that place is PulseChain. I hope we're able to attract them, and that everyone sort of keeps that in mind of, like, what are you trying to do? I talk about being mission driven a lot, and that's one thing that's always kept me, kept me in a state where I can operate, and I don't find myself going, doing things, or at least I try to avoid doing things that, aren't helping the blue chips, or there's always trade-offs. There's always things back and forth, and I have my own personality. I have my own, I'm my own person as well. So I don't need to be anything but what I want to be, and what I think is, true to myself, and true to the values, and true to the mission, all that stuff too. But generally speaking, I do try to avoid just a lot of things, whether it's projects or whether it's just avoid Telegram for the most part. So I've been more active in the gift Telegram lately, just because actually this morning there's pretty good game mechanic, whatever you want to call it, conversations going on, but making a contribution. So I think, again, what are you here for? For me, it's making a contribution. It is promoting products and ideals that I like. And that means I'm not going to promote and talk about everything. And everyone, feel free to discriminate ideals and projects as much as you want. It doesn't mean just because you don't talk about them, doesn't mean you're taking anything away from them. And I think we should all, have that kind of fairness in mind too, and just all get along. There's too many reasons to get along rather than not get along in this community as well. It feels PvP right now, but it doesn't need to be. You don't need to take that attitude and apply that towards community engagement otherwise there. But again, you don't have to engage with communities you don't want to either. Totally cool too. You can still be civil, you can still be peaceful, still be nice without engaging or promoting or otherwise too much. So there's plenty of room for a lot of gray area that is more positive rather than negative. I think there's a lot of room for that. But getting back to the mission driven, I think that is something that has helped me, just stay within what I think is valuable to do, where the contributions I think I can make with my skill set and the things I can do. And I think new people coming into PulseChain now versus people who've been here for a while, they're going to have a different perspective. And, some of them are going to be looking for DeFi. Some of them are going to be looking for other stuff. Some of them are just going to like L1 and early Ethereum and stuff like that. So I think it really is the place that, if you are broke right now, whether you've been in PulseChain since the SAC, before the SAC, whether you've been in the community for years or whether you've been here for a few months or a few days, I hope PulseChain is the place that if you put your economic energy into, it will multiply. I hope that to be the case. Nobody knows. I don't make promises. I don't give financial advice, obviously. But I hope it is. I hope we're able to make it the place where people want to come here and spend their time, and we're able to not scare them away or not make them regret coming here. And we're able to really cultivate this true DeFi, the price performance and the tech, or just whatever people are looking for. I hope we have it in PulseChain, and it grows. And all the broke people who are able by their own judgment, by their own decisions, by their own holding their keys and getting in, putting in the work, and like you do the work, right? They're able to grow and do some cool things out there. There's a lot of cool things to do. And if you're doing things you don't want to do right now because you need a paycheck or because, for whatever reason, again, everyone's got to make money until they make enough money where they don't need to, or they don't need to sacrifice as much anymore. But if everyone, I think the coolest thing about PulseChain that could happen is if everyone without a lot of money, but had a lot of big dreams, became wealthy and then started executing on those dreams because they had the means to do so, that is a win for me. Like if I see that happen in the ecosystem in the next 6 to 12 months, 18 months, whatever, timeline really doesn't matter. Whatever I call it to be right now, or whatever I would be looking forward to, or whatever you think it's going to be. 2 years, 2 years is always just wait 2 years, right? Whatever it is, if at the end of it or at the top or whatever it is, we're able to see people, just like they did with Hex, achieve their dreams and go on and do amazing things for the world. And hopefully, who knows, maybe they'll pay it forward and be able to get more people into the products that they like. And hopefully next time it won't take so long for the price to go up, type of thing. But that would be a really cool win to me. And I think, that kind of story, you don't get to beat it. There's different tiers to these things. There's, getting people going from like nothing to rich, and then, or, not only rich, but wealthy, be able to set up your assets to work for you and make your money work, all this stuff too. That again, we talked about on the show a lot in different contexts and stuff. But then also once you're there, once you set yourself up and do what you want to do and, get your time back and, buy your time, all that stuff, set up your family, whatever you want to do, and then be able to go off and do really good things, whether it's crypto related, whether it's, whatever it is. Again, being a force for good in the world, that's what really drew me to Richard and his ideals, and just being like the best version of yourself, right? That's the cool thing. That's the opportunity we have with PulseChain, defending privacy, all kinds of cool things you can go work on, but you can't do a lot. Again, I haven't seen people to be able to do a lot, if they're broke, right? So the idea of going from broke or not having a lot of money to having a lot, and then being able to execute on your goals, then being able to scale yourself and tell other people about it, and them be able to bring themselves up as well. I think that's super powerful, and I hope that people are able to do that this cycle. If not this cycle, hopefully next cycle. But there's plenty of good games to play out there. I definitely prefer to play the games that that are healthy and sustainable. And again, I came in here for DeFi, so those are the games I like to play. Anyways, I'm gonna get to the chat. Thanks for listening. Good. Want to lay out some ideas there, and just some. If you're broke, hopefully PulseChain.com will help. One day. Price may be down right now, but other opportunities on chain as well. And the core coins go up. That could be fun. That will be fun. If indeed it happens. Again, no crystal ball. If indeed it happens, that whole rising tide lifts all, or rising. When I did the analogy, I almost want to think of like this big ship that's kind of dragging everything else up. Everything else is kind of like floating around, not really there. And then the ship is like, tied to them, and all just, I'll sail into Hexaco. I'll go all rowing in the same direction with some kind of vertical up trajectory prosperity type thing going on. An aura of prosperity, kind of like that. Anyways, what's up, Red Squirrel? DJ Bomber, how's it going, man? Drix is here. What's happening, man? Doberman, bottom is in. Well, never know. I hear that sometimes, and I'm like, my body's ready if it's in. My body's ready if it's not. Let's go. Let's effing go. What's up, HexX? Good to see you, man. Jay everything. What's up? TexX. Appreciate that, man. I'm glad I found PulseChain, says Rosor. I'm glad. I hope may you have the maddest of gains. Everyone here making contributions, sticking to it, not always, we're almost attracted as humans. I think we're attracted to these success stories, these ability to go from nothing to something. It's almost like this story maybe our ancestors like told each other. We always like these really exciting stories and these narratives of like, if you just try hard enough, you can get there. And it sucks to see people buy scam products and then not win after they put in the time and work and all that stuff, because that can happen too. Again, that's why I like about PulseChain. I don't think it's a scam. I don't think Hex is. And historically speaking, there's a great track record. And then there's some down, historically speaking, as far as like the mad gains. And then there's a major down period. Again, a lot of it explainable, and a lot of it the jury's not out on. We got plenty of time as far as like the time cycle of crypto and products and people investing in the community and not letting it fail. That's the cool part. If you got products that the community loves so much, they refuse to let fail. I think we have a chance. Done buying cars, back to more and more PulseChain. Have looked at crypto over 2 months. Nice. Always good to take a break. Might do that myself sometime as well. Right now I like it. It's kind of like one of those muscles. I'm like, I like talking. I like, again, trying to bring good information here. And I feel compelled more to do it. I feel more needed and stuff when price is not 10,000 next versus if and when we get that, or any kind of major X's. Kiko, what's your BBC price prediction? I do not get price predictions, but hopefully Hexy B and all the guys over there are keep building some awesome products for PulseChain, and all the people building stuff that's locking up TVL and stuff get all those coins. Hopefully they go up and everyone gets rewarded and stuff there. A lot of good work going in on products built on PulseChain for sure. Ayokaji. Thanks for working so hard to spread awareness. Pulse. Appreciate your constant grind content. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm appreciated. Feels good to every once in a while to get a thanks or otherwise. Not that I need it, but yeah, it's always nice to hear from people that it's helpful, that kind of thing. Hextech, when I sacrificed from hex gains, I gave PLS a 4 to 6 year time frame. That is, I speculate that's more than most. I do. I think 4 to 6 months is the time frame that most of the sacrificers probably gave. Again, it's a hard lesson to have. It's kind of one of those, like, we know now that sacrificing for PulseChain did not mean it was going to go up a lot in the first year. Again, where do you measure from? All-time lows. I honestly like measuring from all-time lows because I feel like that's the way that it encompasses the most opportunity for it. Again, a lot of people, it's kind of like the whole narrative of, no, like, it's not like we're trying to pretend sac rate didn't happen. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as the ability to buy something at its lowest point and actually have an ability, not just like I think if you had an ability to buy something at a low price for a period of time and it just didn't do it, and you just wanted to go above sac price, like, I get it, but at the same time, I can't ignore that was an opportunity to make a lot more money when the price went up on that stuff too. And it sucks. It encourages trading, which is not what I try to encourage. I try to encourage holding and promote those kind of products and stuff like that. That's what I like to do. Again, I don't give anyone advice, but I prefer that type of thing. So naturally my content promotes that type of stuff. So, but I think measuring from all-time low is fine. And I know it sucks that prices didn't go up a lot. And people had to wait and the price went down again and all that stuff. But I'm just like, but at the same time, it's just, that's just how it goes. It's nobody was promising these returns. So, so quickly, yeah, it's hard to believe it went down that much. Yeah. There's a lot of sellers, right? We kind of know the sacrifice was just huge. There's a lot of sell pressure, and it's explainable that way, but it was just not the narrative that a lot of people had in their minds. Me too. I didn't think it'd go down that much either. But a lot of people maybe they didn't have money to pick up the dips as well. But anyways, I like to measure from all-time low, because that's the lowest price that was available for people to make money on. So DCA on the way down, make gains on the way up. DC on the way down, make gains on the way up. Not sure. Maybe I need to read that again and catch that first. Crypto ethos, man, I wish I knew what I know now. Yeah. Everyone looks back and like, if I just knew PulseChain was going to go down, like, but you never know. Like, you never, of course, that's a common thought of like, if I just knew this or that. I don't know. It's kind of like, it's one of those questions which I can't know. So all I can do is get information to build a thesis and position myself in ways that I think are going to do the best over time. When I get to a point where I'm like looking at every piece of data to see where I need to make these little micro moves, and everything that makes me just want to sell, I always think, it's almost like the 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be wrong. So I don't even want to do it. Like, if my choices are, okay, what if the price goes down? I can sell now, I can buy back more later, versus how do I know that? What if the other thing happens? And even if it does go down, if I don't sell and it does go down, if the worst thing that happens is, if I believe it's going to go up later, if the worst thing that happens is I have to wait longer to get that price appreciation, I optimize towards that direction. So I don't try to be a good trader. I don't try to, like, I'm not a TA guy. I pick up good information, I think, from time to time, and I make decisions based on it. But I don't try to be like, oh, I'm going to sell now, because if I believe the thing's going to go up over time, and the worst case is I need to wait longer to get that appreciation. Me personally, I'm okay with that. I feel like that's less risky to me if I just need to give it more time instead of, trying to chase a pump or a dump or otherwise. So yeah, my opinion, my non-TA opinion. Yeah, jumping in now. That's the thing. It's like, so it's a paradox, right? It's like, man, can I tell you about a product that's down right now that I think is going to go up? And it's like, oh, it's down. Why would I buy it? It's like, yeah, that's buying the depression, selling the euphoria. So many quote comes to mind. Yeah, just when they're buying the blood in the streets, crypto. Yeah, I mean, it just keeps happening over and over and over. I talked about these different analogies stuff before too. When people, it's like we see it play out over and over and over in history. We see the prices go way down, no matter what industry it is. There's always that cycle, right? There's an uptime, there's a downtime. Every single time, human nature says, don't eat the apple. Don't eat the apple till you see everyone else eat the apple, and now we know it's a good apple tree. But if you were the first one to eat the apple, your hunger would be relieved the quickest, and you wouldn't be super starving the entire time. That kind of thing. The analogy is not one-to-one, of course, but hope you get the point there. But our human nature is like, no, wait till everyone else says it's good. That's when, a lot of times, it's when the opportunity's gone, especially, at least for the mad gains, historically speaking, that kind of thing. What's up, Neil for T-Shares? Good to see you, man. Congrats on the Omnis. Yeah, okay. Crypto Ethos here talking about Omnis sliding fast upgrade swap just launched. Yeah. The Omnis update, I think compound limit orders are out. Pretty cool. We'll cover them on another stream as well. Maybe Neil will come on again and we'll talk about it as well. But yeah, some Tetra update there, Omnis, and yeah, really like the work they're doing over there. Excited to see each phase come out. It'll be cool. Yep. DeFi is king. PulseChain is where innovation. It really is. It really is. There's a lot of stuff happening on PulseChain, and I really like the innovation and some of the products that we've seen already, and more to come. All right, sorry, I can't get to all the comments, but let's see. Oh. You guys have been in the chat. Sorry, I just want to bring up. Let me just bring up a couple things. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's gonna be a quick one today. It's like I'll try to scroll up to the chat in just a minute, but let me get to what I want to cover. I mean, I've already covered most of what I want to cover, but I want to put this up. I thought it was interesting. So from Pulse Somebody, the expectations versus reality. Again, what if PulseChain plays out like this? What if it plays out where expectations with everything would just go up over time, and I would just sit here and hold. And again, I hope we're able to restore that kind of thing to Hex for price appreciation and stuff. Right now, again, Hex terms, everything is working as intended, but the price appreciation is just down so much right now. It doesn't feel that way. But in reality, again, wait a long period of time, and then you get the exponential up. Like a lot of times it's that way. So I think that's an interesting way to look at it. And PulseChain, we really are trying to solve one of the hardest problems in crypto while having the best products too. Like the other angle of like centralized exchanges versus DeFi. Like we want DeFi, but we can't one-click onboard people into DeFi, at least today. And every time we do more non-DeFi stuff, by nature, we're getting people into more centralized products and hoping they'll eventually be interested in owning their own keys and their own coins and stuff. So it's like we're constantly like, oh, PulseChain has to be easier to onboard, while like we keep making it harder by keeping it true DeFi or keeping it further on that spectrum. So again, like making all the Pulse apps, IPFS apps, decentralizing those was a big leap forward for decentralization. Super cool, innovative, ahead of its time, all that stuff. But a big step back, obviously, for onboarding, because especially at first, because everyone was confused. Everyone just wanted the price to go up. They weren't worried about these feature upgrades that made everything harder. That was especially harder to sell back then. So thanks, GoRealDeFi.com. So we're trying to weigh between this, like we are real DeFi, but also give people a way to buy coins without using real DeFi, for example, with the MEXC upcoming exchange listing. Maybe that'll be happening this week or early next. So it's hard. It's not impossible once we align the incentives and get more people. More people see green candles, which is hard to do without easy onboarding. But how do we get onboarding without green candles is like that kind of chicken and egg type of thing too. I've talked about. So it's $1 million question, right? Like, what are we going to do? What is RH going to do to make people so compelled to go out of their way to get on PulseChain. What are we going to do to make people so compelled they have to go out of their way to get on PulseChain? We can only control so much. We're using the network, we're onboarding, outbound messaging. GoPulse is doing a lot of cool stuff there too. If you believe we're going to win, then that's an exciting thing to look forward to and contribute to be a part of making it happen. Again, maybe this the stage where it just takes a while, and it takes everyone, again, making a contribution in one way or another. It's not going to happen itself. Hex didn't happen itself. All those success stories didn't happen on their own. So why would PulseChain not need people to build and promote and contribute and stuff either? All right, one other thing I want to cover, which is this poll I thought was interesting here. So based on your portfolio today, how much more do you need? How much more do you need to make it to become a crypto millionaire? 900K, 63% of the vote, at almost 500 votes, so not completely representative, of the entire community, obviously, but 900K. So it sounds like people have at most people answer the poll at least have at most, a little amount of money in crypto. But also, you see here, 14%. So what's that? 15, more than a handful of people already millionaires in here too. So it could be some of the whales, could be people already made it, it could be on paper. That's interesting too. But yeah, a lot of people don't have a lot of money in crypto and need a lot of gains in order to become a millionaire. And you got a few people that are kind of in between. So yeah, I just thought this was a poll where I was like, man, there's a lot of people don't have a lot of money. Some people maybe had more money before the stock price went down, or lost to chasing other shiny objects, or hopefully maybe have it locked up, and well, not hopefully, again, everyone's got their own situation, but maybe they have it locked up in other protocols or staking or otherwise. Comes out over time. Again, I think a lot of people have hex ladders and stuff, hope the hex price goes up, obviously. So when the ladders and stakes come out, they're able to decide again what they want to do with it, roll it over, take profits, take the interest or the yield, whatever it is. But yeah, a lot of people are looking for mad gains, and I hope, again, really hope they find it in PulseChain. All right, just wrapping up here. Also says Hedron and PLSB, my money printers. Yes, money printers go burr. That's been an interesting discussion lately too, especially like lately we talked about it with GIF and that ecosystem of like the yield versus price appreciation type narratives. It's getting very interesting at this point. So I'm curious. Of course, I've always been for yield, and I really like that narrative, and the money printer go burr, and we have a lot of great products to do that. The thing about deflationary tokens, and of course, I'm not going to go into like all the details, buy and burn, all this stuff too, but the price appreciation aspect of coins, that where you can hold and rise, price appreciation through holding. That is a pretty cool narrative. That's kind of like in between, because again, if I really like to see people get wealthy by holding, and I like to see people participate in really cool yield-bearing DeFi products. There's some things that can have a little bit of both, or you can kind of choose. So that's pretty cool too on PulseChain. You can kind of choose the type of products you want to get and want to use. And again, some of the new stuff we have is just really, really cool. So very, very interesting. All right, everyone. That's all I got for you today. All the interesting dialogue I think I can put out there, and just wanted to show you a couple things going on. ETH ETF soon, hopefully soon. But yeah, exciting stuff in PulseChain land. Again, if you're broke, hope you are able to make mad gains in PulseChain, whatever crypto. Doesn't have to be PulseChain either, but hopefully PulseChain is able to do a lot of amazing stuff. So that's all I got for you today. Scivive 5555. We are out.